The beef between the West and the East Coast, I think, is coming back. It dies down every now and then, but then once a region starts competing more evenly with another region, then it starts like coming back up. And for a while, SoCal was just so dominant that I don't really think there was much of a beef. It was just like gods on the East versus all this depth on the West. Now, the East Coast is starting to get a lot more depth with people like the Moon, Drugged Fox, Wizzy coming up. Right, Plup obviously has been powerhouse for a while. So all this talent is starting to come back up, and they're getting more depth besides their gods. So now they kind of want their revenge. If they could finally make some good decisions in a crew battle, they might win, but they never do. So we continue to win every single time. But it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see people care about it again. When I think of players that are going to break in there, Plup, I think, is because he's pretty much already there. SFAT, the amount he cares and the amount that he strives to improve, his drive, all that is higher than almost everybody I know. So, and he travels a lot. So he's like really hungry for it, and he hasn't been in the top 5 yet. So it's like you could tell he really wants it. Wizzrobe, because of the way he's approaching the game, I think it's very unique, and he's only getting better at executing all these little technical things perfectly, that at a certain point he's just going to make fewer and fewer mistakes, and that's going to make him more and more dangerous. So I only see him going up.
All right, okay.
Generally, when I'm playing a kind of unfamiliar matchup, if it's a low tier, I just better character the other character. With Samus, I have the privilege of being able to tank a lot of hits, so I can lose a lot of neutral exchanges and still survive. So that gives me a lot of chances to figure it out, to learn, and then eventually I could play defensively enough where I could start, doing some damage and just showing that my character's just better, right? They don't have the tools to beat me as long as eventually I figure it out and I get enough chances. To be honest, I'd probably pick my brother, Gabe, just because I don't think you necessarily need vast experience playing the game, where my brother was a top player like 2007, 2008, so he was good at one point. The reason I'd pick him is because he probably understands me and the way I think more than any other player on the planet. So if I have a coach who just tells me, do this because you need to do this, my brother actually understands why I'm doing things, and he won't outright reject certain ideas because he knows how I'm thinking about it, whereas some other people might. And there might be, I'm pretty independent, so I like to kind of come up with my own things, and I could be stubborn. So for a coach to work with me, they would need to understand how I think and then tell me, okay, I get it, and this is why it's wrong, and this is the right way to do it, or this is what you should do. And that's my brother. He's great at that. So his name is Gabe, and his tag was STR8 straight. Yeah. He was a top Yoshi. He was like ranked 7th.
Yoshi?
Yeah. He was probably the best Yoshi back in that era in the world, arguably. But then he kind of just stopped playing, and he started his career. So now he's a big spectator. The thing that separates them is the fact that Cyrox, as an up-and-coming player, doesn't really know what it's like to be on top, to have that kind of pressure, or how to meet expectations. And they're honestly just playing to learn and have fun, whereas a player that's established has a lot of other considerations that they have in mind. Maybe that's a mistake, but that's just how it is. The more you've succeeded, the more your accomplishments are in your mind when you're playing. Whereas a new player, they're just playing because they want to have fun and they want to beat this next guy. That's how I was when I was coming up, right? But once you get the expectations of yourself and you start understanding how people react to you winning and losing, it becomes another factor that someone like Cyrox doesn't think about yet. I might pick a different Floaty, but probably still stick to Samus because it's the character I have the most fun with. And my hands are still good, right? So I'm not wrecking them with Fox or Falco like some other players are. So I've had career longevity, so that's actually pretty cool. So I'd probably still stick to Samus. I ran a charity stream for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for cancer treatment and research. So they have a month-long event in May where streamers all over Twitch just raise money for St. Jude because they provide cancer treatment and research at no cost to the families, including travel, food, lodging there while they treat the child. So they depend on fundraising to be able to do that. So I decided I would do that, and I said if I hit $2,000, I would wear this stupid hat throughout the entirety of Battle of BC, this tournament that I'm at, which is kind of a meme because I have the whole big brain meme. Like, I'm such a smart player, I have a big brain. So I actually found a hat on Etsy like this. And then the beard was, once we hit 5,000, I would shave my beard into mutton chops, and I would not be able to, again, I would have to keep it throughout the tournament. So it's been really weird. I see like a lot of women smile at me, and I think like, oh, like I must be looking good, but it's the opposite. They're just they're just laughing at all of this. So yeah, but it's worth it, man. It was for a good cause. Can't wait to get rid of this and this though. So soon after this tournament.